I'm Grandpa Owen, and I love you. Come on a journey with me.
I'm Grandma Owen, and I love you. Come join our family. God is so good, and He loves you. Life is grand.
Yes, it is.
You are love.
You are love and family to me.
This is Grandma Owen, and I'm going to tell you a very exciting story about the very first Thanksgiving. It has to do with the Pilgrims. And the Pilgrims lived in England a long time ago. And their king told them that they could not pray the way they wanted. They had to pray his way. And they couldn't go to church where they wanted. They had to go to church with him. Well, the Pilgrims didn't like that very much. And so they got on a boat called the Mayflower. And they sailed across the ocean for a very, very long time. Well, it was in November of 1620 that they landed here in America. And the first thing they did when they got off of the boat was to thank God for the protection of when they were on the ocean. The next thing that they did was that they needed food and water. And so they came on, but things were kind of frozen in November. And so what they found was snow and ice. And so they got back onto the Mayflower, and they had to stay there for a little while through the winter time. And it was kind of a rough winter. Well, eventually it did warm up a little bit, and so they came off and they went looking for some food and some water. But when they were looking, what they found was kind of some scary Indians. And these scary Indians scared them away. And so they got back on the boat and sailed up the coast a little bit until they could find some place that they liked better. And then they got back on the Mayflower and moved the Mayflower up where they were. Well, they came off of the Mayflower and they had built their little houses and they got some food and things were looking a little better. And then one day, into the camp walked an Indian, tall, good-looking Indian named Samoset. And Samoset spoke English. Who knew? Oh, they were so surprised. Well, he went away, but 2 weeks later, he brought his friend Squanto. Squanto and Samoset did a really wonderful thing for the Pilgrims. And do you know what that was? He taught them a trick that if they would plant their seeds and plant a fish with their seeds, that the seeds would grow really, really tall and good. And so the Pilgrims planted their corn and their beans and their pumpkins and their squash with the little fish inside. And those plants grew and grew and grew all year long. And it was a great year for food. And so the Pilgrims came with some deer meat and some turkey, which is why you have turkey on Thanksgiving. And they had a feast. And this feast lasted 3 whole days. They were so thankful to God that they were here in America and they were safe, and that they could pray and go to church and do the things that they wanted to do the way that they wanted to do it. And I know that I'm very grateful that they came, because now I can pray and I can go to church and I can do the things that make me happy. And I am really grateful for the Pilgrims and the Indians, and I'm thankful to God. And that's why we have Thanksgiving every November, is so that we can think of all of the things that we're thankful for. I'm thankful for you. Happy Thanksgiving. Love ya.